Hello everybody, welcome to the video. Today we are going to talk about an updated guide for the Awakening Maegu for the Gyfin Underground Grind Zone. Before we start, let me show you our crystal setup. There's our artifact setup, and there's our skill add-ons. As you can see, we have the skill names on the UI, so console players can understand it better. Compared to before, we have a lot more AP and a lot more updates on the artifact and stuff, but this type of combo will be available on your lower AP as well, like 288 beginner AP basically. And you can add some extra stuff to the combo if you have trouble killing the monsters with the lower AP, which I will show you in the video as we talk about the stuff. But before we go into the combo, there's a specific thing we need to talk about for the Awakening Maegu kit, which is the Spirit Forge mechanic. As you can see here on the passive, which will increase our critical hit damage 10% when we increase it to level 3 as we do our combos. So basically, the skills with the revered Fox Spirit Forges into Foxfire passives will immediately activate this passive. We will be in the Spirit Forge form, but there is no indicator to see it, so you basically need to understand it from the color of your skills. For example, our Fox Flare skill is very pinky and a light pink color, but when you go into Spirit Forge form, it will be more darker purple instead of the pink color. This is how you understand if you are in your Spirit Forge form or not. Also, the critical hit rate buff will still gonna be on, but you will lose the buff if you don't combo your skills. For example, we still have the buff, but my Shift S skill is not Spirit Forge currently. So do not consume this too. Basically, when you combo, it will be active, but the moment I stop using a combo, it will stop. For example, it's going to be light color now. So do not assume you have the Spirit Forge. As long as you do your combo, you will have it. For example, let's start it with this combo. As you can see, like I have the dark purple and I keep doing damage. But the moment I leave it and I restart it, it will be the light color again, as you can see. This is basically you just need to keep comboing. Do not do not stop the DPS, and you will be fine. So for our combo, this is basically the Gyfin specific, but you can use it on different spots, which I will be showing you in the future. But Awakening Maegu is very specific for some spots, and she's not very well on the other like Dekia spots, for example, Dekia Tornwood or the early game Orc and other LVS spots. So I basically this is for Gyfin specific for a while at least. There's our skill add-ons once again, which we will start with the Ember Claw Finale, which will give us the extra AP and attack speed. Then we'll go into the SRMB, Fox Layer Stroke, for the extra all AP and the critical hit damage increase, into our RMB skill, which will give us the 50% critical hit rate with the skill add-on. Sorry, 60% critical hit rate, which we will never lose the critical hit rate basically with the start this top 3 skills into DPS skills and the filler skills basically. And let me show you the combo and we will talk more about it. And this is basically it. Any Gyfin monster should be dead by now. When you have your Z buff, it will be a little bit faster. When you have your E buff right here, it will be a lot faster. And if you like, when you do this combo basically, and if the monster is not dead after this part, you can hold SRMB once again and just use a Q for a quick burst of damage, which will most likely gonna kill the monsters, depending on your AP and depending on your crystal setups. But this is basically our combo. We will be using Shift Q for the Gyfin because the most important part in the Gyfin is basically killing the monsters before 8 seconds before they fully wake up. They have this DP buff on them and they're waking up. If you can break this DP buff with your damage and your combo, you are the efficient one basically. You want to kill them before they wake up. And I was always in the impression of like if you buff up properly, you just like drop your DPS and they will die, but this is not the case for Awakening Maegu. Because of your skill animation and your attack speed, she will have problems compared to the other classes. For example, Succession Witch, Awakening Ranger, those classes have like high burst in such lower animations, like low wind up animations, for example. They will be a lot better compared to Awakening Maegu. But for Maegu specifically, this combo will give you that 7-second combo with the like the specific add-ons, you will never lose your AP buff or your damage increase buffs as well. So basically, once again, we start with the finale, player stroke into fleece. These three skills are beginner skills. Then we go for the debuffing and the combo skills. And there is a specific thing we do with the cleave into slash into fox player, which is gonna be like this Q LMB into shift F. If you have noticed I'm playing Awakening Maegu for a while, you can see this skill, the Shift F, actually comes faster if you use the slash skill only instead of using the full flow as well. This is basically the difference when you use it normally, and this is the other part where you use it, which will come out faster. It's all about the speed in the Gyfin in terms of like DPS combo. So you must lock this basically, or just don't use it if you can hold your LMB. Like, but it will accidentally go out sometimes. So just be careful on that. But this is how I basically do it for the Gyfin specifically. And as I said before, we start with the Shift Q skill, which will give us the attack speed monster AP. Then we will go into all AP buff with the back attack and critical hit damage increase. Then RMB skill, fleece skill for the critical hit rate and accuracy buff. And then we will go into Q for Foxley Cleave for the DP shred, evasion shred, into LMB skill, like Shift LMB slash skill into Fox Layer, and then Shift RMB into Rhapsody and Retreat. And by this time, monster will be like 5% HP, and then you just like hold SRMB, RMB, and they will die. Or just use a QQ. Both of them works. This is basically the combo for the Awakening Maegu. And I have been trying to use other stuff to increase the trash loot, blah blah blah, you know. But compared to my last video for the Gyfin, this is the most efficient way I have found so far. So I highly recommend you to try this out. Sadly, Awakening Maegu lacks the attack speed buff. Like the class attack speed buff is actually very low compared to Hashashin or Awakening Ranger. Like those classes have the 10% attack speed buff when you use a skill. And she sadly doesn't have that one. And it is very like how should I say, it's very underperforming because of this. But she has a very cool playstyle, very cool animations, and it's just fun to use in specific spots. So even with a debuff, like even with a nerf stage, she's very fun to play. She has, in terms of PvP, she's like one of the best classes currently. That's another topic to talk about, but this is basically it for the Gyfin. I will be showing you the low AP combos and our buffs and etc. in the video. So make sure to leave a like and a comment about this combo. If you have any other better combos, let me know about them as well. And see you guys on the next ones. Take care.